Welcome, Morpsters.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Welcome, Morb stands. That's staying in.
That's staying in?
That's staying in. I mean, you can start over, but it's staying in.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host, Tauren, and with me is my co-host, Peyton.
What's going on?
Morbid.
We're all morbid. It's morbid time all the time.
Seriously.
Last time was when you were going to watch Morbius, I think.
Yeah, watch Morbius.
So, of course, now you agree that it is the best movie of all time.
Yeah. But like, in all fairness, like, the movie is like I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. The story, of course, the story is bad. The acting is just okay. There's a lot of like missing things, like it's just something that just shows off. But I will say, if Sony can do something right, which we hope is everything right, but there's one thing they could do is they know how to do visual effects, and I like the fight scenes in Morbius. I love like the trails they use. It's pretty cool. I like it.
I just heard it was painfully boring.
I don't know. To me, I don't think it wasn't painfully boring, but like it is like pretty lacking in like flair in terms of the story.
Yeah, well, that shit ain't ever getting watched. So that being said, well, it is the best movie of all time.
I did you a favor, so
he isn't Venom. You know that.
Yeah, I know. He's a Marvel legend. That's what he is.
He's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
And he does Pilates.
He does. Yes, he does. He does do Pilates. Except. But yeah, Morbius. Yeah, we got a great show for everybody this week. We're gonna be, recapping all the shows. You know, you got your Miss Marvels. We're going to be talking about the Obi-Wan finale. We're going to also be talking about The Boys and the infamous Herogasm episode. So we're going to be getting into that. But of course, we have the news of the week. We got some interesting Joker news. We have some disturbing Ezra Miller news, which seems to be the case every week. We also have some new Disney Plus stuff in the works and some Spider-Verse news. So let's get started with some DC news. Let's start off with that Joker news because, I'll just read it out. So, two things. Lady Gaga is in talks to star as Harley Quinn in Joker 2, which is one thing on its own. It would be fine if the second piece of news wasn't if it didn't exist. Apparently Joker 2 will be a musical. What? Can you explain this?
I cannot explain this, bro, because it's just like weird. And like I was already like turned off by Joker 2, but the fact that it's a musical, I'm definitely not watching it. I don't like musicals at all. I don't. They make no sense. Made no sense to me.
The movie didn't need to exist in the first place. I think we've established this on this podcast before. But Joker 2 does not need to exist. And yeah, why? Just why? Like, I saw some people point out it's like musical numbers could work. Because like we got a musical number with Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey, and that's fine, and because it can show off like the insanity of someone, and I can totally get on board with that if like they each had a musical number or something like that. But that wouldn't make it a musical. That's just a movie with a couple musical numbers. If it's just a straight up musical all the way through, why does this exist? I don't get it.
I will review bomb it if it is like entirely a musical. And I wouldn't know because I'm not watching it. So
what kind of sucks is that Lady Gaga is a pretty decent choice for Harley Quinn in this universe with Joaquin Phoenix. I like that choice. I like that casting decision if it does go through. But to make it a musical, come on, man. Just scrap the whole thing.
Makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
truly depressing. But yeah, let's move on to some Ezra Miller updates. This is disturbing. I'm just gonna... Okay, so a mother and her 12-year-old child have been granted a temporary harassment prevention order against Ezra Miller after they allegedly threatened their family and showed inappropriate behavior towards their child. I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna read this whole thing out. This is a section from an article, but I'm gonna read this whole thing out. Tensions began brewing when the mother says she mentioned doing some traveling recently with, quote, her tribe of people, leading Miller to snap at her and accuse her of cultural appropriation, which is kind of funny. But then a conversation about board games allegedly went sideways when, after Miller claimed that the board game Parcheesi had Rastafarian roots, the visiting neighbor, who was half black, questioned Miller as to which sect of Rastafari movement it originated from. The visiting neighbor said, quote, "At this point, Ezra explodes and started screaming directly into my face." They said, quote, "You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. What did you say to me? What did you just say to me?" Then the neighbor said, "I was very caught off guard." Then they opened up their jacket. They had this like big Sherpa jacket, and they opened up one side of their jacket. You could see a gun, and they said, quote, "Talking like that could get you into a really serious situation." Then, according to the neighbor, the mother and the child, to the mother and the child, Miller focused their attention to the then 11-year-old, saying, quote, "I've talked extensively with your child, and they have a lot of power to them. At one point, you're going to have to realize that that you don't have any control over them anymore. They're an elevated being, and they would be lucky to have someone like me guide them." End quote. It's like when all the Ezra Miller stuff initially came out, it was like, okay, this dude, I don't know, maybe he had a fucking a drunk outburst or something, and then he kept going down the rabbit hole, and it was like, okay, this guy is troubled, he needs some help, and now it's like he's still there, they still need help, but it's like, the fuck is it? Put this guy behind bars. What is going on?
Yeah, it's insane at this point. I don't know, man. I have like no words, because like everything coming out about this person, it's just like worse and worse.
It's that last line. And they would be lucky to have someone like me guide them, to an 11-year-old. What is happening, man? Apparently he's like on the run. The fucking police can't find them and shit. What? We ain't never getting this movie, bro. We ain't never getting this movie. They just stealth drop it at HBO Max. It's gonna be so, like, when they do press, what are they gonna do for press? Like, your lead's not gonna be there. What if they like re-edit it to make it more of a Batman movie? I don't fucking know. This is ridiculous.
Take out Ezra, and then like just add more like budget and just do like the CG thing like for like Zack Snyder's.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, just remove every scene. Like, get the visual effects artist for Zack Snyder Justice League, and just put a shit ton of CG, like they did with that. Bro, I could not even tell that was CG. That was insane.
They could recast, but the movie's already done shooting, and it's like the proof of concept was in that other Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead, when they replaced Chris D'Elia with Tig Notaro. So they did that. So it's like, it's possible, but at the same time, it's the lead of a movie and not like a supporting role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
I think, so here's my thing, right? I think what they should do is they should just like release this Flash movie, right? And since like fucking, Warner Brothers already pulled the plug on them, in the next Flash movie, something should just happen with Ezra Miller's like Flash. Like, they should just show like a beginning sequence of him like just dying, or like running so fast it becomes like pure energy, and like that's when we get like another Flash somehow. I don't know.
or just say he died off screen and bring in Wally West.
I don't want him to die off screen, bro. It's disrespectful.
I mean, fuck him. Who cares? But keeping in line with the Ezra Miller news, some semi-positive news has come out about it. Apparently, Ezra Miller will no longer be a part of any future DC projects after The Flash, regardless if there are more allegations or not. And like we were talking about, there's still no really any decision to do anything with his current involvement in the Flash movie, but anything after that, he's out. So they could just do a thing where they just don't fucking mention it in the next one, and it's just a new guy, completely different demeanor and personality and everything, but it's just the same guy.
Bring in Lucas too.
Yes.
Bring in Lucas too. And KJ Appa for Wally.
Yes.
Love to see it.
But yeah, that's it for Ezra Miller updates. Let's move on to some Marvel news. A couple things. The confirmed runtime for Thor: Love and Thunder will be 1 hour and 59 minutes.
It'd be 2 hours and 30 minutes, bro. No. I'm not watching this.
Oh my god.
Should have been 1 more minute. But you almost said it. You got quicker than that.
The true. I'll just make it a flat 2 hours.
Yeah.
People are upset because they're like, Doctor Strange was and it was 2 hours and 6 minutes or whatever. God, people, we're just spoiled, aren't we? Like getting 3-4 hour movies, and now if it's anything below 2.5 hours, it's like, boo, it should have been long. Like, people were literally complaining about the No Way Home runtime before it came out, which is like a 2 hours and 45 minute movie. Movies used to just be like 1 hour 40, and it was chill. No one cared. And now it's like 2 hours. It's like too short. But speaking of Thor: Love and Thunder, the press has seen the movie, and people are liking it. So that's good. I'm excited. The movie comes out like, what, less than 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Shit creeped up on us quickly.
I can't wait to see it next week.
Next week?
Yeah, I got free tickets.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Prove it.
Okay.
Oh. I'd like to make a formal apology to all parties involved. Tauren appears to have proof. He has, let me count this here. 1, 2, 3. He has 4 tickets to an early screening of Thor: Love and Thunder. So I will not be attending because I was not invited. But I guess he's seeing it early. Moving on. Next piece of Marvel news. Loki season 2 has begun filming. So that's great. Other than that, other pieces of Marvel news include Jorma Tacone will voice the Vulture in Across the Spider-Verse, and Jason Schwartzman will voice the Spot in Across the Spider-Verse. Speaking of which, we got a first look at Across the Spider-Verse, a little picture of the Spot, which I'm very excited about. The Spot is one of those villains where it's like, I doubt they'd ever do him in live action. So getting him in an animated movie, Spider-Verse movie, no less. Very excited to see what that's going to look like. And Jason Schwartzman's going to voice him, and Jason Schwartzman's great.
Who's that?
Who's Jason Schwartzman?
Hey, who's that? I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You see what work he's on. Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Like the video game?
No, motherfucker, the movie.
What's his name?
Jason Schwartzman.
And he was in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
He's in most of Wes Anderson's movies.
I don't think I've ever seen a Wes Anderson movie.
Have you not seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
No.
The fuck? You seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
No.
What? You seen other Wes Anderson movies?
No.
Oh
I'm kidding. I think I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox in like physics class.
Wow.
I haven't seen one since. Another one since.
It's good stuff. I keep wanting to go on a Wes Anderson binge, but like a lot of his movies aren't on streaming services for whatever reason.
Grand Budapest is on the HBO Max.
Yeah, but I've seen that.
French Dispatch is on HBO Max.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that.
It's on HBO Max. A lot of those movies are on HBO Max from what I'm seeing.
Well, shit. Maybe they added them recently. I don't know.
Isle of Dogs is on Disney Plus.
I've seen that.
The Rural Tenenbaums is on. Oh, that's on YouTube. The Darjeeling Limited. It's on Hulu.
No one uses Hulu.
I do.
Hulu's mid.
It's not. It's underrated.
Netflix is better.
Yeah, if you were a capitalist.
This was 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
But
you know.
But next piece of Marvel news. This one's pretty. This one's exciting. A Wonder Man series is in the works for Disney Plus, with Andrew Guest writing the series and Destin Daniel Cretton set to executive produce and potentially direct. It was rumored that Destin Daniel Cretton was going to be involved with the Disney Plus series. Everyone kind of assumed it would be like a 10 Ring series, which I guess still could happen. But it could have also been this Wonder Man series, which they're apparently working on. So that's exciting.
See it.
Yeah, Wonder Man was supposed to be in Guardians 2. He was played by Nathan Fillion in a deleted scene.
Could have met him.
Yeah, whatever you were at.
Yeah, and I could have met Troy Baker too, but I was poor, didn't have money.
Yeah, I saw you was there, looking great as always.
There's a lot of people there that I saw. I saw James Arnold Taylor
with no one in his line.
Barely, yeah.
You hate to see it. But next piece of Marvel news, Kevin Feige confirmed that Marvel Studios is returning to San Diego Comic-Con and Hall H. So maybe we'll be getting some exciting announcements, although I do think it's likely that they're going to save like the big announcements for D23 because they want to, bring people to their own event. But I imagine we're probably going to get like maybe a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special trailer, something like that. Maybe a Black Panther trailer even.
Gonna start buying tickets for San Diego Comic-Con, so. Okay,
be prepared to saw off an arm and a leg.
It's not that much, bro.
Still gotta fucking... It's expensive. What are you talking about?
No, it's not, bro.
Okay.
Wait, dang. July 21st?
Yeah, it's creeping up.
I'll go next year.
Start saving.
Yeah. It's not that much, bro. Dude, it's just chump change, bro. $1,000 for 3 days? Easy.
Does that include hotels?
No, it
and
doesn't.
Food?
No, it doesn't.
And possible merch?
Bro, this is literally just...
Flights?
What do you mean by flights? I can just teleport there.
Okay.
So that's what's the news. What is it? What is it?
Well, that's it for the news.
That's it.
That's it for the news, which means it's time to move on to talking about these awful shows that are coming out. I mean, the most mid shows I've ever seen in my life. No, but yeah, we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel, Obi-Wan, and The Boys. Let's start with Miss Marvel. So, we didn't talk about episode 2 last week because you decided to leave me. So let's talk about that.
I think episode 2 was like something that like I think that was the episode that I was like, man, like I'm actually excited to like see like like where they were going with Miss Marvel. I'm definitely really enjoying the show so far. I'm loving the the coming of age like story. I usually not like too big of a fan of coming of age, but I think I'm enjoying this one a lot. And I'm also loving the Pakistani representation a lot too. And I'm glad to see that it's resonating with a lot of people that are part of that community. So I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I heard episode 2, but more specifically episode 3, which we'll get into, has like some of the best Muslim representations. That's awesome. But episode 2, you got Kamala like testing out her powers and stuff, figuring stuff out, and you can clearly tell, especially at the end of the episode, it's very emotion based, or like you see that a lot, where it's like they don't really have a grasp on their powers, but when shit starts going down, like their emotion and that adrenaline starts to take over, and like she gets it immediately. But when she starts to get in her head again, then she starts to lose it. But ice cream pizza, what are your thoughts?
All I know is that kid's stupid. That kid's dumb.
Because he likes ice cream pizza?
No, because he's just like dumb for going inside like a clock tower. That's the thing, bro. Like, I don't know why. Like, you can bring in kids and like movies and TV shows, but you can't make them stupid. That's my pet peeve. Hashtag stop making children in media stupid.
I think it's fine if it's like.
Nah, it's not fine, bro.
It depends. It depends how stupid. There's a level of stupid, but yeah, that kid was really stupid.
Like that kid had a broken leg, bro. Dude, like, nah.
I mean, yeah, that's on him.
It is on him. But yeah, kid's dumb. But I like that scene. I like that scene though. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah, this episode highlighted more of Kamala's mom just not
not happy with anything.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I wanted to highlight in this episode? They go to, what do they call it? That party that they have was it Eid? I think they called it.
Yeah.
They called the ants the Illuminantes, which, number one, great name. And number 2, just makes the line in Multiverse of Madness even dumber. When he goes, Illuma whatty? Like, so clearly it's not like the Illuminati is not like a non-existent concept in the MCU. So there's no fucking way in hell that Doctor Strange is like, I've never heard of this before. What ridiculous. Great movie though. But yeah, great name for the aunties. But I love the gossiping scene where Kamala asks about her great grandmother.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think she killed a guy. Or they're like, I heard she had like 2 affairs. And it's like, Jesus.
My God.
He's talking shit. So how you feeling? This was the episode where Kamran was introduced.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like Kamran at first. I just only like his uncle's Porsche. I take that car. But more so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Kamran was fine. I think he got better in the 3rd episode. But like more so, like Bruno was casted aside. I'm like, bro, like classic best friend, like getting left behind trope.
Hashtag justice for Bruno.
Yeah, hashtag justice for what could have been Spider-Man, because he was in the final round of the MCU Spider-Man.
Really?
Auditions, yeah. He like revealed that like the other day.
Huh.
So we could have gotten him in Spider. He could have been our Spider-Man.
He could have been shit. No, I'm kidding. He probably would have been good.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Kamran's okay.
When he was introduced, I was like, okay, this is obviously the attractive guy trope, and she's gonna, it's a trope, But I love the bit where they go on their first lesson or whatever, and then they go to that restaurant, and Kamala sees her brother outside, and she's like, "Ah, shit, my brother's here." And then he notices, he comes inside, and Kamala's like, "Brother," he's like, "Sister," and then he looks over to Kamran and just gives him a death stare. Just the way his face switched up immediately was so fucking good. I don't know who that guy is, who that actor is. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else, but he's fucking great. And his beard's magnificent.
I need a beard like that.
My God.
Need some tips.
You have to grow one first.
Facts. And then yeah, Kamal was just saying, oh yeah, he's our cousin. I'm like, bruh.
But then he started doing that Pakistani accent.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I was just messing around. And they were like, oh. The brother was just like, I think I know you, my guy. He was like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But of course, in the same episode, we also have damage control, trying to figure shit out. And they interrogate, what's her name? The bully, if you will. And the guy from No Way Home pulls the same trick on her that he did on Ned in No Way Home, which I thought was fucking hilarious. He's just like, I'm such a big fan. The whole office is a big fan. She's like, really? Oh my god. And then he's like, so then you met the enhanced individual and you're in cahoots with them, huh? How many people they kill? It's like, chill, bro.
Bro was like trying to gaslight her and everything. I'm like, bruh.
And then that lady comes in and she starts talking about Latinx and shit. And then
oh yeah.
And then they imply that the FBI is monitoring mosques already. It's like, oh my god. Great scene.
They just don't care.
Yeah, and then you have the Eid bit where Kamala saves that dumbass kid. And then damage control comes after her using the drones from Far From Home.
Hypocrites,
and man, it's the little connections like that makes me love connected universes and shit. Like, they didn't have to do that, but they did. Damage control confiscates Edith from Peter, and now they're just using the drones. Fucking awesome. But then, of course, Kamran drives up in the Porsche. And at this point, I'm not suspecting Kamran at all about anything, really. But he drives up in the Porsche, and he's like, get in. And it's like, well, what the... Number one, how'd you know I was here? Know? Number two, like, yeah, how do you know what is going on here? And that, like, were you just some good Samaritan or whatever? And then she gets in, and she's like, Kamran. Which is like, number one, the fuck are you doing if you're trying to keep a secret identity? But then obviously he knows, and then he's like, meet my mom. And at first, before the third episode came out, I was like, oh no, they're cousins. Oh no. But yeah, that turns out that's not the case in episode 3. Whoo, dodged a bullet there. And presumably Kamran is still like into her. It wasn't like a whole front completely, although clearly the goal was to seduce her in some way. But it seems like he caught feelings. Bro folded. For real. And then, so what do you think about episode 3 then?
Episode 3 is definitely a lot better. Like, it's getting like way better. I really love like the backstory of, like, Aisha, like getting the bangle and like everything. And it's kind of like just they go straight into like, Kamala like having to help these people who are clandestines.
Clandestines.
Clandestines, yeah.
Or jinn.
Pretty much.
Does that have any comic book roots, or is that just something
they do? Like, it's like a race of like people, and the other leaders like Adam Deathstein, whatever, and he's like kind of like this like god, pretty much, or he's not a god, he's a mutate, pretty much. And yeah, it's kind of like this, like, wait, is it like, what are they? I would say it's more like a team. It's more like a team.
Interesting.
Think of them as like the opposites of like the X-Men. They're pretty much like, that's what they are.
So they're bad guy X-Men?
Pretty much. Like yeah, in a way. They came from Ravenscroft in the UK, so they're all British.
British. Okay, so in the beginning of this episode, we get the actual great grandmother who I'm not going to lie, I initially thought was Kamala's mom. She has the bangle, or takes the bangle off of what looks like a Kree corpse, because the hand is blue.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a Kree corpse. She takes it off the corpse and puts it on, and then she fucking dips and apparently is just never seen again. Who is also clandestine, presumably. And it looks like on a bird's eye view shot, something related to the 10 Rings.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like a 10 Rings tomb or something. We know they've been around for at least 1,000 years. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the 10 Rings have to do with this?
Well, I mean, it's still like kind of like a thing to where it's like it's still kind of like a mystery, but like a big theory of like where the 10 Rings originated from. So like those bangles, there's a theory of the strongest theory I've heard is that like that's Kree technology right there. And then like the 10 Rings is like made by those like those dragons. I forgot the name. So, up until the very future, I mean, it's definitely just like alien technology that like they probably, maybe in the mythos of the MCU, they just created together.
Yeah, I agree, because I don't believe for a second that they're, well, maybe not for a second, maybe if they explain it more, but if it does happen to be the case, but I don't really believe that they're from another dimension like they're saying they are.
Yeah, no. Because like even then, like like I said, then again, things are different from the Marvel universe of the MCU. The clandestines aren't even from like a different planet. They're from Earth. I think it's just like they're just saying that,
Yeah, watch them all have like a bangle of some kind. Although Kamran seems to have like nothing on him, and he's like clearly durable.
Yeah,
because I thought he died when that dude knocked him off the ledge. I was like, shit, he's dead. And then he gets up. I was like, oh.
dude's like superhuman or some shit. But yeah, I mean, clearly they have like some knowledge of like better than humans, because they'd be doing shit. Oh, yeah, I love the scene when they're trying to get Kamala, and like they go to the kitchen, and like Kamala like warns them like to like leave. They're just all cooking still. Oh yeah, and the guy just straight up like just demolishes a guy, and they all leave.
Yeah, the one chick's like, nope, not today. No, I'm out.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I love I love the wedding sequence a lot. I love that. That was so fun. It was so fun seeing that. Like, I'm just like, man, like everyone's having a good time. That was amazing.
I love the bit in the action sequence when they're still in the kitchen, and it kind of just randomly turns into like a horror scene when they turn off the lights and you have the lights flickering and shit. Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
And then like, I'm like, man, like it kind of goes back to like your stance or your point about like how people get like these powers and all of a sudden know how to like master them or whatever. I love how that's not the case, with Kamala, because she's like I mean, she sold up her own in this episode. She really did. That's what I like to see. But my man, like she's doing like really really well against these like proclaimed like 1,000-year-old beings.
Yeah, it's like they're clearly not lying about being old as fuck, but. I mean, they can't be from another dimension. I don't know, because they absolutely could be. That's a great fucking theory. I didn't even think about that, because the 10 Rings halted Wenwu's aging as well.
Yeah.
So if they have whatever artifacts that also came from whatever sort of 10 Rings-esque whatever, it could have halted their aging too. So yeah.
Yeah, because I believe they had a line somewhere, because she was getting older. Because I think like the lady was like getting older or whatever from when she like last saw like Aisha, so probably why. So, and like they're painting like Aisha as like this bad person or whatever. So
yeah, so
I want the 10 Rings in real life though.
Same.
Imagine. just jumping up with the 10 rings, just murking down armies. Amazing. But yeah, I like the theory. I like the theory a lot of like, you know, the 10 rings possibly having to do something with the Bengals. I mean, then again, I don't know. Like I said, the Bengals is like has like, you know, some sort of like Kree technology. I believe it's from the comics too. Like everything has Kree technology from the comics.
I guess we'll find out more on Wednesday because her grandmother calls and she was like, "Hey, did you see that shit?" And she's like, "Yeah, I saw that shit."
Yeah. And then, but yeah, I like that a lot. I also heard this one theory saying how like Kamala, like she's gonna wear the bangle long enough to where like it just like all the energy absorbs into her, and that's how she gets like her comic book like powers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't know if they'll go that route. But like, we'll see. We still have like 4 more episodes to go after this one. This one's episode.
No, we got done with episode 3, so 3 more episodes.
5. Oh wait, my fault. I thought that my fault. I don't know why I kept thinking that Miss Marvel was gonna have 9 episodes.
Shit, I wouldn't. No, that's She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk. Man, when will we be free from the shackles of 6 episode formats?
I assume it's after She-Hulk.
Yeah.
At least I hope so. I swear to God, if San Diego Comic-Con comes around and they're like, here's a little sizzle reel from Echo, a 6-episode series coming to Disney Plus. Oh no. I'm gonna... If Echo is 6 episodes, I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and hope to God that is the last one that's 6 episodes.
Seriously. Oh my
God.
You
think... Have you seen... I know you have seen it, but like, Amon Vellani just giving it straight to Kevin Feige about some of her like complaints and shit. I hope that Amon Vellani goes to Kevin Feige and goes, "Hey, listen, I know my series is 6 episodes. It seems good so far, but the rest of this shit, you gotta get your shit together with this 6-episode crap."
I've only seen like the one like video of her talking about like, you know, the whole the MCU designation being like 616, and she was like saying like, no, like our MCU is not 616.
Well, she was also talking about how she was mad about how Black Bolt was decimated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm glad that you know, she's like a big like fan, a big Marvel fan, which of course, you know, it's expected.
Yeah,
because I saw like an old like picture of her from like 2015, how she was wearing a Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel costume.
Yeah, I saw that.
Marvel, I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what we need. I mean, then again, I don't know how much of these actors are like, you know, actual fans of like the MCU and like Marvel in general, but like I think that's like what we need.
Yeah, I think
like,
they're more few and far between than people realize. Because like Amon Vellani's clearly a fan. Tom Holland's a fan to some extent. But like with other franchises, I know Mark Hamill enjoys Star Wars. But other than that, I can't really think of most actors that are like really into the shit that they're doing.
Yeah. It's, I mean, if Amon Vellani's saying something, then like you gotta take that into consideration because she's an actress on your show. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, we need more of that.
Absolutely, but
keep it up.
But yeah, Miss Marvel's great so far.
Yeah, I know. It's like besides Kenobi, like this was like a show where it was like, man, like I'm really enjoying Miss Marvel. Like, and then I think that's with me with like most like Disney Plus projects, and that's like what shows are meant to do. Like they're meant to keep you on edge, but like it's very rare for like. I mean, not rare, but I guess for me, it's like it was more of like an itch of like wanting to see more, you know?
I can tell you Book of Boba Fett wasn't like that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because I watched one episode and dropped it. So.
You should, you haven't seen Mando season 2, so never mind, I guess. But
I've seen like clips of like, you know, that dude doing like a 360
oh
shooting.
My God.
the most light-skinned thing ever. And then like I saw the little chase battle, or not battle, the little chase scene in like episode 3, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like they're riding on go-karts. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah, that's Miss Marvel. Let's move on. Let's talk about The Boys. The Boys episode 5 and 6. Probably mostly going to talk about Herogasm. What even was last episode?
I'm trying to think. Dang, that's hold on. Damn. All I remember is that like.
Oh, they killed the Crimson Countess and.
Yeah, Crimson Countess. Yeah. Dang, missed opportunity. Anyways, yeah. All I remember is at the very end of the episode where Soldier Boy just nukes up Crimson Countess.
Yeah, Huey
because she and the other members of Payback sold him out to the Russians
for some reason.
Yeah, and of course, Soldier Boy loved Crimson Countess, and she's like, I hated you, and everyone else did, and he was just like, yeah, let's just start nuking. And
everyone is just like hates each other.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, and, Kimiko and Frenchie kissed.
Yeah, Kimiko and Frenchie, yeah, they kissed, and then, Frenchie fumbled the bag, only for him to get kidnapped. And I totally forgot. Besides, that was Soldier Boy's second nuke, because he first did it in Midtown. In Midtown, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, bro, he was Russian and just goes insane. He should not watch Stranger Things. Anyways, I know Huey and Annie get into like a fight because he's using the Temp V and everything, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't remember much from this episode. I just remember Soldier Boy nuking people. That's all I remember.
All right, so let's talk about Herogasm then. The first half of the episode, I was like, oh, this is just a normal episode.
Oh yeah,
this is just, I'm chilling here. It's fine. But I love the bit where there was two scenes with Soldier Boy and Huey, and Soldier Boy is like talking to Huey and Butcher, and Butcher's like, hey, you need to team up with us, and Soldier Boy was like, yeah, I don't think so, and Huey was like, yeah, you don't, you gotta know shit about like the internet and stuff like that, and he's like, you made those words up.
Yeah, you made those words up. Also, I love that that little shot of Huey trying to pick up the shield. It reminds me of Age of Ultron. Mm-hmm. And like just and then Soldier Boy goes, "Don't touch the fucking shield."
Yeah. Which is also different from Captain America, because in the MCU the shield's supposed to be surprisingly light, and this one's like, you can't fucking lift it at all.
Mm-hmm. And so that was a cool scene. Man, and then like, of course, the Kimiko and Frenchie storyline, that was pretty rough to see, because Kimiko just getting beat up, getting her wound just hit like all the time. It hit like 7 times before she kills both of the members.
I just want them to be happy, man.
I want them to be happy too. Man, can't have shit in the Boys universe.
Facts. I love the bit where Soldier Boy was like, saw the ad on TV with the dads carrying the baby. She was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He was like, men really walk around like that? He was like, I mean, yeah.
yeah. Who usually, dads do. He's like, like Bill Cosby wouldn't do that.
Bill Cosby was America's dad. He wouldn't be caught dead walking around with some pussy shit like that.
and then he says, man, he makes some strong drinks. I know. I was like, oh my god.
He was like, wow, there's a lot to unpack there.
There was a lot to unpack here. Oh man. That was good. That was good. I love the Homelander talking to himself bit. It reminds me of Green Goblin.
Homelander talking to Noir like, man, you're the only one I can trust. And then Noir just dips.
He says nothing.
Yeah, he just leaves. He's like, nah, I ain't dealing with this shit.
Yeah, I know. And then I just love it. He's like, what do you think I should do out there? He says nothing. Yeah, you're the only person I can count on.
Yeah, Dude clearly just projects whatever he wants to hear on Noir.
But yeah, and then the Noir dips.
Takes out his tracker. Then, I thought he was killing himself at first.
Yeah. And then Homelander's like, no, like, he wouldn't do that.
Although, to be fair, I do think they got along because the only canon episode of The Boys Diabolical was focused on Homelander and Noir was chill with Homelander.
I mean, then again, like, I mean, it's just the fact that, like, Noir is just cool with, like, what he has to do because, like, he's just like a bounty hunter.
True, but, like, it's like Noir was the only one that was there, like, from the beginning with Homelander. It hasn't, like, tried to fuck him over.
Yeah. But yeah, he dips out of there. I'm surprisingly loving the MM and Starlight team up.
Right? they got great chemistry. It was like, seriously, guys are great.
Then let's talk about it. Let's talk about Herogasm.
Well, we start off with the deep going there because Homelander is like, check it out, because if Soldier Boy's going to be there, then I want to just go there for nothing.
Yeah, because after Soldier Boy's taking out members of the Payback, he tries to go take the TNT twins of that team
because they're the closest.
Yeah, they're the closest. They're in Vermont. So
the deep goes there, and the brother. It was all like, man, they did you dirty with that Starlight stuff. You can't pay a woman a compliment nowadays. Like, bro, what?
The deep is like, I know, right? I'm like, bruh. And then he walks in and just sees it all.
Yeah, Herogasm, the most... It sounds so negative, but it is overhyped.
I mean, yeah, because in the comics, it's very, like, gory. And, like, just a lot of shit everywhere.
But it's not even about the comic. It's just that the fact that literally every person involved with the show is like, this is the craziest shit you'll ever see. It traumatized the cast and crew. It's just like...
I think, yeah, it was just like that because, they wanted to hype up the fight at the end, which we'll talk about. But I want to talk about, the stuff with Herogasm.
But yeah, it's like I don't mean that in an overly negative way because saying something's overhyped. I mean, it just was, but like even though it was overhyped, I wasn't disappointed with the episode, which is crazy because a lot of stuff when it's overhyped, it's like, oh, I was disappointed. But this one, it's like, well, it was overhyped. Fucking great episode.
yeah, that's definitely the general consensus of it.
One of the best of the season,
for sure. So yeah, what Herogasm is a bunch of C-listers, and they're just, if you know what gasm is, they just...
It's an orgy. It's a superhero orgy.
Yeah, superhero orgy. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, they're just fucking everywhere. But yeah, so...
MM and Starlight get there.
Yeah, so MM and Starlight get there.
And Big Dick McGee opens the door.
Yeah, Love Sausage over here. And I just feel so bad for MM in this scene.
I feel bad for MM the entire episode.
I know. So yeah, they go in, they see everything, and then like, you get freaking Termite over here, lathers his leather jacket with some oil.
I think it's lube.
Lube. I don't know what it was something. And then he's like, oh man, like my leather jacket. And then he goes to the final bathroom and he just gets splooged on.
this poor man.
I'm like, he gets splooged on. I'm like, oh my god. And so, funny thing enough, again with this, Starlight, after doing some further investigating, goes into a room where the Deep is having fun with an octopus.
Oh yeah, he's having fun, all right.
And I was like, man, another octopus in this shit. I'm glad she got a picture of it. She got some payback. She got some payback. And then
pun intended?
Yeah, no pun intended. So Oh yeah, I love like how like there's lines of like, oh man, Frenchie would be disappointed that he missed this.
Yeah, both of them.
both MM and Starlight team up, and also the team up of Huey, Soldier Boy, and
Butcher's
Butcher.
like, man, Frenchie's gonna be disappointed.
And Huey goes in using his powers. He's naked, and I love how so if you don't know, in the comics, Huey gets essayed, which sucks, by Black Noir because he puts his like finger up his butt. And then I like how they suddenly did it in this episode, and he was like, oh, I just need to get my asshole breather. And I'm just like, oh my god, they just suddenly did that.
Good response though.
It is a good response. I don't know if you heard it, but you heard like a little sloosh sound. I'm like, oh,
I did not hear that. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a little sloosh sound of like the guy taking his finger out of his ass. And so Huey bumps into A-Train, and A-Train apologizes, which, by the way, A-Train got his redemption.
I got some shit to say about A-Train in this episode. Look, the apology was clearly genuine.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that. Because he clearly, now that the shit has happened to him, he's like, man, I'm sorry. But at the same time, motherfucker, too little, too late.
Yeah, it took you 2 seasons to do that.
You fucking asshole. Like, basically 3 seasons. And now right. All of a sudden you feel bad? Like, bro, fuck you. I'm sorry. I don't think he's redeemed at all. Like, he's like, I guess he got his personal vendetta over with, but like, that doesn't redeem him, I don't think. He's still a complete prick.
I mean, yeah, he still is an asshole. I still believe that he did what he did before, like, what happened to him. So I'd say, like, he did some good.
It's common sense, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not only that, he just got whatever his name was, Alex, killed because he ratted to Homelander because he's a little bitch.
Mm.
Fuck A-Train.
Yeah,
is he dead? I hope so.
I forgot that he got Alex killed. Yeah. Honestly, I wish he's alive so he can blitz Ashley and then he could die. God, I hate Ashley.
What about Ashley?
What about Ashley? She's annoying.
No, not Ashley. I'm talking about Ashley.
What?
Ashley.
Oh, fuck her.
Doesn't even sound like a name anymore.
Fucking hate Ashley, bro. She's so annoying, and of course, they had to make her the CEO. God, fucking horrible. God, I wish A-Train blitzed her.
She sucked in Jessica Jones too. She's god tier at playing annoying ass characters. I
know, right? But going back to that, like Huey trying to get Annie out of there, whatever, and like Annie's like, no, like Soldier Boy's gonna come here, blah blah blah. And Soldier Boy shows up and he meets the twins and he just nukes half of the house. But before that, MM sees Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy, with the most coolest and disrespectful thing he did after MM throws holothane at him, he just grabs a canister and just
inhales it. Yeah.
So I know that was so fun.
But then he was like, "You killed my family." He said, "Which one?"
Yeah, it reminds me. It reminds me of Endgame with Wanda and Thanos.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
True.
And I'm like, damn. So that happens.
We didn't even mention the start of this episode where they did the Imagine video parody.
Imagine. Oh yeah, that one.
Fucking hilarious. And of course they get like legit celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
What a dumbass fucking thing. Oh, but the parody was great.
Kumail Nanjiani. That was amazing.
Patton Oswalt, Josh Gad, Mila Kunis, and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, I saw Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
The no bathing couple.
The no bathing couple. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to talk about the fight. Now. Freaking Soldier Boy and Homelander go at it. But
before that, yeah.
I love I love the talk they had before, when Homelander's like, I was a fan of you growing up. I watched all your movies and all that stuff like that. And Homelander's like, you're not as strong as me. And then Soldier Boy's like, buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff. I was like, man, Homelander just getting roasted this season.
Yeah, but then Homelander just beams Butcher.
Yeah, he beams Butcher. And my man, that's crazy. So yeah, they fight for a bit. MM's trying to get his revenge, and then Starlight says, "No, we gotta help these people out." So they're fighting, and then Homelander has the upper hand, so he gets freaking beamed by Butcher.
Butcher's like, "Oi!"
Yeah, he's like, "Oi!"
And Homelander's like, "The fuck?"
The fuck? And he's like, "What did you do?" And Butcher's like, "Scorched earth." And then they start fighting, and then I thought to myself, I was like, man, we got to get a laser shot, and it happened. I was like, yes,
yeah,
laser
had
shot.
to happen.
And then Soldier Boy grabs his cape and pulls down Homelander and throws him. That was the best. That was amazing.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
What a great fight. And of course they all get pinned down, and Huey fucking joins, and Butcher's like, "Get out of here, Huey." And Huey's like nah.
No fucking way. And then freaking Soldier Boy had to take a long time to charge up because he just nuked half of the house, and then Homelander flies away, and I'm like, man, that was amazing. Great fight. And then at the end, Starlight she's no longer Starlight, she's Annie January. She exposes the truth about Soldier Boy and Homelander and the Seven and Vought, and she quits being a soup. And she exposes everything. That's it.
Crazy.
Damn. I know, it's insane.
I'm worried for Starlight.
I'm worried for Starlight too.
That's borderline a death wish.
Seriously. She said like, oh yeah, I'd rather die than just be here with Homelander, knowing that he isn't a nut job. I'm like, yeah. That's true. But yeah, that was a great episode of The Boys. Definitely the best in the season so far. And I was I saw this TikTok or whatever saying how The Boys is one of the most consistent superhero shows ever. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know about ever, but it's definitely very consistent all the way through because they just keep doing what they want.
What a great show.
Seriously, is a great show. Manages to keep you on your toes. They're pushing boundaries a little by little. Overall, it's just really packed with action. Definitely better than the comics from what I've heard too, because the comics just a story with it has little to no story, all just shock value and everything like that. So that's what I love about it.
Is that The Boys?
That is The Boys.
Which means it's time to move on to the cheese of the century. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Somewhere 5 and 6, right?
Yeah, 5 and 6. Let's talk about episode 5.
Let me tell you something real quick. This episode made the biggest switch up in the Star Wars community. Oh my god. After relentless hate of episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, of people calling episode 4 filler for about a week straight, and then episode 5 comes out. One creator, which I shall now name, but we all know who it is, notorious for having the worst takes, switches up and says, "Oh my god, this is the episode we've all been waiting for." And I'm like, stop saying we. You say we when we mean you, because you hate stories, hate build up. You can't be patient. Yes, we got everything that you wanted in this one episode. Can you stop crying now? But will I say that episode 5 was probably the best? Yeah. Definitely one of the best, along with 6. Act 3 was completed in the best way possible. But people are just dumb and they're impatient and can't let things draw out. They always want everything spoon-fed to them. God, hate the Star Wars community.
Well, yeah, both of these episodes, because episode 5 starts out with the man himself, Hayden Christensen, surprisingly, in the episode 2 era,
yeah,
I was like, wow. I was 100% expecting sometime, in the Clone Wars era, but nah.
Yeah,
dude had the shitty ass ponytail and everything.
I know. It still looks good.
Still looks good. Yeah. I keep seeing people on Twitter like, he looks older. Like, yeah, it's been 20 years.
It's like, wow, it's not like he aged. It's like aging exists.
It's like they could have de-aged him, but it's like, would that be worth it? Would that money be? He looks fine.
Yeah, he looks fine, and it looks good. But yeah, we got the fights. We got little fights here and there. The sequences going to Vader and not Vader, Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan. Yeah, I really love this. I really love this episode a lot, just because like, not only are we getting Anakin and Obi-Wan, but like it's showing more of like how Obi-Wan is like coming to terms with like how that Anakin is still alive.
Yeah, and also that the entire flashback is stretched out throughout the entire episode, and it serves a purpose. It's both of them sort of reaching back in that moment, but mostly Vader and giving himself a teaching moment and finally learning the lesson that Obi-Wan was trying to teach him, which I thought was beautifully done. But Obi-Wan is at the base or whatever with all the refugees, and little compromised Lola fucks everything up. closes like the hangar doors or whatever so they can't escape, and then Reva comes in and she starts trying to get in. Obi-Wan goes to talk to her, and it is unsurprisingly revealed that Reva is a youngling during Order 66 who saw Anakin, and that's how she knows he's Darth Vader. Are we surprised? Not really. And yet some people were so impatient that they writ her off as a character, and just, I don't know.
Yeah, and people were saying like, "Oh my god, like Reva is a character with no backstory. Star Wars never does that." And I'm like, it's almost like they do that in like everything, like almost every piece of media. There's always a character with no backstory.
It's almost like there's 5 episodes left.
Exactly.
We don't know what's in it.
But yeah, and like people were saying like, I don't understand how Reva knows that Anakin is Darth Vader. Darth Vader would have killed people who would have known. And I'm like, well, let's watch the rest of the episodes when they come out, shall we?
Yeah, let's watch the rest of the series. So not only did he know, he was just using her.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
There's also people saying like, "Oh, I thought this is an Obi-Wan series, but it's just the Reva show." What? What? Like, I don't understand where these people are getting this shit from, man. Like, I don't.
It's like other characters exist in shows. Like, I mean, it's like not everything's about one person. And I don't know. We can talk about the shitty fans all day.
True.
But yeah, I don't know what happens before that, but Reva pulls up with the army. Oh wait, no, yeah, freaking Reva is granted. She's granted Grand Inquisitor by Darth Vader. Trick.
Yeah.
And then yeah, she pulls up to what is it, Jabeam? Right.
Yes.
Jabeam with the Stormtrooper army, and she's talking to Obi-Wan about that, and I don't know, I forgot what they say, but Reva just starts going at it. She starts going ham, and the people and the Stormtroopers are going out of battle, and they're getting outnumbered. They're just dying, and I blanked out. I just keep thinking about what I want to talk about, but if you remember, you could talk about it.
Well, yeah, so the Stormtroopers start funneling in. The refugees are fleeing and fighting. Obi-Wan is protecting them as best he can. Eventually, they all get behind, and they all eventually escape to like another hangar and close the doors. Tala sacrifices herself along with her droid, sad. because Obi-Wan's like, fuck, that could have been my new Satine, but oh well. So he dips, and they're trying to get everything fixed or whatever, along Leia's trying to fix everything. Hodge is there, by the way, Kumail Nanjiani, the GOAT. Yeah. And he decides that he's going to surrender himself because Vader wants him anyway, and they can all escape safely if he surrenders himself. So he does. He tells Reva essentially, like, I'm doing this to give you the chance to off the guy. And she's like, sick. And so he goes back to them and waits, and Vader comes, and he's like, I'll get him myself. He tells everyone to get in the ship, and Vader comes, and he's like, the ship starts taking off, and like a fucking badass bro just holds the ship in the sky and brings it down. God damn. We've seen that plenty of times in Star Wars now, in canon at least, where characters try to hold a ship and they're always like really struggling, and a lot of times they can't bring it down, but my guy Vader just with ease, you know.
Right. Instantly reminded me of
Starkiller.
Starkiller on like a lesser scale, because freaking Starkiller had a Star Destroyer ship, and that was, my god, that's amazing. But yeah.
So he rips the doors off. Turns out it's a fake ship. The real ship flees, and he's like, God damn it. And so he stands there, and Reva, instead of sneakily igniting it behind his back, she decides to light it, scream, and then swing.
Dealing with attacks, it's just, or sneak attacks. It's like, man, that's insane.
But that fight between Vader and Reva, not really much of a fight, but still, that fight, whew.
Man, Vader's just toying with Reva, bro.
So good. Bro didn't even need a lightsaber. My guy was just just pushing shit away. It's like just seriously playing with her. He was like, really? But God, I loved that fight. There was this fight, and of course the fight we'll get into in the finale. God, so good. In my opinion, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but personally, I think this episode 5 fight against Reva is better than the Rogue One fight. Something about him just not even using a lightsaber and just dodging everything, just fucking, it was so fucking cold to me.
I think anything with Darth Vader is just amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too, because as much shit as Disney gets for the way they handle Star Wars or whatever, one thing that they have not fumbled the bag on is the way they handle Vader. Each and every time they've utilized him in something, he's always cool as fuck. In Rogue One, he's arguably the best part of that movie. Anytime he shows up in Star Wars Rebels, he's fucking great. Obviously in this series, he's been, again, arguably the best part of the series. Disney Vader is fucking awesome.
No, right? It's amazing. And like, yeah, freaking she gets stabbed. Vader stabs her, and then like,
with that beautiful parallel flashback thing showing Anakin killing so good.
And then it's been revealed that the Grand Inquisitor was actually alive.
The way he walks up, hello.
Yeah, no, right? And then she just doesn't die. She just starts crawling towards the lightsaber.
And the little beacon thing. Or messenger.
Mm-hmm. And so, freaking, they're on the way back. Or what is it? What are they on the way to? Forgot which planet.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but and at the end we get like a nice like little like reunion with like Leia and Obi-Wan, which is short-lived into the next episode because they start getting shot at.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan's like bro, he tells like Roken, he's like, bro, I gotta stop this. And Roken's like, are you sure, dog? Like, you don't gotta do this. Like, we're almost there. Like, and he's like, nah, I gotta buy y'all some time to get the hell up out of here.
He's like, all right. So he gets into a little escape pod and then goes to the nearest planet. And Vader's like, follow that guy. And the Grand Inquisitor is like, but sir, like there's a bunch of like it's a bunch, like you're gonna sacrifice all this for one guy, and Vader's just like, bitch, do what I say, follow the guy. And you can see on Grand Inquisitor's face is like, god damn it, like this guy. But obviously Vader then follows Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's just there waiting for him, and he gets off the little shuttle thing. He walks towards Obi-Wan, and he goes,
"Are you here to kill me, Obi-Wan?"
And Kenobi's hits him with the stance. The classic Obi-Wan stance, and he says, "I'll do what I must," just like fucking episode 3.
I know, and like, man, this fight was just amazing, and like, I don't know what it is about, but people were complaining about like the shaky cam, the cam being too shaky, and I'm like, I think it was fine. It definitely worked well for this fight too.
People were complaining about that in episode 3. It's like, bro, this is standard shit.
Yeah, I know, right? And so. They're fighting, and of course Obi-Wan gets like, or Darth Vader gets the upper hand on Obi-Wan. He cracks the ground, or breaks the ground with the Force, and Obi-Wan falls through, and he's like just getting tumbled by rocks. And there's a shot up there, where Darth Vader walks up with and he has the high ground. I thought he was gonna say something about that.
No, I have the high ground, Obi-Wan.
That'd have been amazing. And so,
meanwhile, Reva goes after Luke, and boy, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru are strapped.
I know,
they
right?
stay strapped, and it's Aunt Beru that's like, bro, we gotta blast this bitch.
For real. Yeah, and she's the one that pulls out the gun and everything, and Owen's like freaking just like she's like, nah, come on. I'm like, man, brew with that heat. But
she ain't messing around.
So what?
She ain't messing around.
She really isn't.
But yeah, so Obi-Wan, even at the start of the episode, is trying to call out to Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon's not answering because he's a bitch. And here in the rubble, he starts having little flashbacks of both Luke and Leia, and it gives him the strength, and it reconnects him back to the Force, and fucking blows up that fucking rubble. He gets out like the god he is, and Vader's walking back to his shuttle, and then he pauses because he senses the boy, and then of course they start fighting again, and Reva is like there, and she like they just start blasting her, and they intentionally, I thought it was both fun and funny, because obviously Luke cannot see a lightsaber or a Force wielder at all, because in episode 4 he sees the lightsaber, he's like, the fuck is this? So he can't see a lightsaber, so he dips before she enters the room, and when she's chasing him, she doesn't have the lightsaber ignited, and then he falls and knocks himself out, so he doesn't see the lightsaber at all, which is really funny, but also good that they kept in line with episode 4. But yeah, so then we have the Vader and Obi-Wan fight again, which is just
oh my god, that was just amazing.
I told you a little bit off mic, I'm going to say it again. I think this is better than the Mustafar fight. I think it is. I think it's better choreographed. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of the flailing the fucking stick around for seemingly no reason. I thought, God, it just felt like each fucking hit had a purpose and emotion behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And the choreography too was great, especially towards the end there when Obi-Wan just hit him with the fucking wombo combo and just started going at his fucking respirator, and then sliced him in the back and then fucking slashed him in the front. Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, I love when Obi-Wan was just chucking rocks at Vader.
Oh yeah, he's there. He's fucking carrying. He fucking lifts it like, and I've seen a bunch of edits on TikTok of him being like Jesus.
Yes, it's literally like he's space Jesus.
And then of course all the rock starts going at Vader. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker's going. This is some anime shit. Like, God. But of course he slices the mask in half, and we get Anakin in the mask with the meshing of Hayden Christensen's voice and James Earl Jones. Oh my god, that was amazing. So good.
And I saw a video on TikTok about this from Shot Hat Goofy. Of course, that was, that's what they're going for, but saying how, like, how there was glimpses of blue of Obi-Wan's lightsaber on Anakin, showing how they're so good in him, and then like whenever Vader's talking, it's just all red. And I'm like, yes. And I'll get into it whenever later on. And so, they're talking a little bit, and then he said, like, Obi-Wan's like saying, like, I'm sorry that I failed you. And then Anakin's like, you didn't fail me. Like, this wasn't your failure. And then he said, like, I was the one that killed Anakin Skywalker, not you. And I'm like, damn. And that's it. And then he says,
my friend is truly dead.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
which is of course a parallel to Luke saying, "Then my father is truly dead" in Episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
So many parallels, of course,
really?
And of course, in the beginning, I didn't even mention it. He says, like right before they're about to fight, when Obi-Wan says, "I will do what I must," and then Vader says, "Then you will die," which is a direct parallel to Rebels when Vader fights Ahsoka, and of course, the sliced face is also a parallel to Rebels and him fighting Ahsoka. And of course, people are pointing out now that in Rebels, him fighting Ahsoka destroys the left side of the mask, Obi-Wan destroys the right side of the mask, and then Luke is the only one to unmask him fully. Star Wars. This is the type of shit in Star Wars. It's like at its best. This is peak shit. Like,
and fans still continue to hate on the shit that so-called love, bro.
Crazy. Again, like, people always saying it, and it's always true. No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I can get into that shit all day, but whatever. So,
I love this.
So yeah, I forgot what happens after that. I forgot how he leaves.
I think he just gets on he just steals the shuttle.
Oh yeah. He just leaves, and then, like, of course, Vader's like just too weak.
Oh yeah, he starts screaming Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan! And then, like, so yeah, he like leaves.
Goes to Tatooine because he senses Luke's in trouble. Finds Reva, or he finds Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and he's like, where is he? And then he starts looking, and then Reva shows up. Couldn't kill Luke because she realized that she would just be stooping to Anakin's level, and doesn't do it. Brings him back, and Obi-Wan has a talk with Reva, and Reva quits being, an Inquisitor or whatever, being on the dark side, and he's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just just as long as you aren't evil. But then the show has like 15 different endings, and he I don't remember what happens in exactly what order, but I know that he sort of clears out his cave and leaves, and he goes presumably to give the toy back to Luke. And he goes to Owen. They have a little chat, and he essentially tells him, like, yeah, he doesn't, like, Luke just needs to be a kid. And Owen's like, you want to meet him? And I'm like, he's gonna let him meet him. And then he walks over. He pauses for a minute. Ewan McGregor gives this sly ass smile, like he fucking knows. And of course he says, hello there. He did the thing. He said the thing.
He's the thing. and then we go back. We go back to Vader in his castle on Mustafar.
Yes.
And then we see the, oh my god, that set's so beautiful. The set's so beautiful. And we get the Palpatine cameo.
The Emperor cameo from Ian McDiarmid. Was not expecting that at all.
Oh man,
because like I showed it showed the Emperor was there. I was like, oh shit, are we gonna get like I thought it was just gonna be like see the back of him and it was just gonna be his voice, but no, he's straight up there in the makeup and everything.
Wait, how old is he? Is he like
he's old, man?
He's like 70, right?
How old is Ian McDiarmid? He's
gotta be like at least like 80, like prime 80.
That fucking didn't thanks Siri. You're fucking trash, Brett. You haven't been good since your fucking inception.
Hold on, I'm looking at Revenge of the Sith.
Ian McDiarmid, he's 77.
Okay, so same age as George Lucas. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, we get that cameo, and then like, you know, Emperor's like telling him like, I hope like Kenobi's like not a problem or whatever.
dude's like, bro, you gotta let it go, man. He's like, chill out.
Yeah, and then he says like, oh yeah, you know, Kenobi's nothing, and then like he just leaves it at that, knowing he's gonna go back for him again.
Yeah, dude's a little bitch.
And then Obi-Wan goes to Alderaan and sees like, you know, Leia for like 2 seconds before, you know, he leaves.
Oh, but he has this beautiful moment with her when he was like, I was lying about not knowing her parents and telling her how she has the best qualities of each of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's so true. It's so true.
And I'm like, man, that's just crazy.
God, she was so good in this.
She was amazing. And then Obi-Wan's back on Tatooine. He's on the EOP. And then we see a ghost.
Yes.
And it's Liam Neeson.
It's Liam Neeson.
Qui-Gon. And then Qui-Gon, he's like, it's about time you see me.
Yeah.
and then he was like, why didn't I see you before? He says, well, you
weren't ready, dumbass.
You weren't ready, and you finally completed, like, you know, you weren't ready.
Yeah, and then of course, he is like, all right, now come on, I got to teach you a particular set of skills, and then they ride off into the sunset.
And that's it. That's Obi-Wan. Like, oh man, and I hate to be this person to bring up Marvel, but it's still made by Disney. I'm gonna say this is the best 6-episode format series for sure.
And well, let's see. We got WandaVision, but that's 9 episodes, so it doesn't count. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
We're getting a season 2, so it doesn't count.
Well, what about Loki?
Loki, no, we're getting a season 2 about that one. So
yeah, but it's still a 6 episodes.
No, it's not good enough. The last episode didn't even have a lot of action. It was just talking.
That's true. What about Hawkeye?
Hawkeye's fun.
It is fun.
Was it better than Obi-Wan? No.
It wasn't better than the last 2 episodes, but I would take Hawkeye over the first 4. I mean, I liked the first 3. The only episode of Obi-Wan I wasn't really feeling was episode 4.
Yeah, I can definitely say a lot of people weren't feeling episode 4, but I mean, that's that. But honestly, with Obi-Wan, I think it goes to show that I would rather have a slow, like a kind of like a slow and like I would say like not as strong like beginning than end it off with like a very, very strong ending. Because I was even watching episode 1 and 2 of Obi-Wan last night because, you know, I had a friend over, and like episode 2, like, I mean, of course, you know, it was definitely getting better. Like I saw the progression a lot better with this time, and with watching episodes 5 and 6 more recently, ended off way better. Like, and like the whole story is just amazing.
Yeah, I think with Obi-Wan, it was nice having that more slow burn. I think the problem with the Marvel ones is it's kind of a good problem to have, but it's still a problem. They're just overly ambitious with what they want to do, and they can't fit everything they want to do within those 6 episodes unless they make each episode well over an hour, which they're not going to do.
So then all that like ambition just leads to like a very flat ending.
A flat ending or episodes that feel more rushed than they should. And again, the simple answer is just
Make them longer.
Make them longer, but no. Anyway, with Obi-Wan, you feel that less. I know there's still complaints where people are feeling that, but also apparently this is like incredibly low budget Obi-Wan, like surprisingly low budget. This is a rumored number, but apparently it was only $90 million for the entire series.
That's crazy.
Just for reference, like the Marvel ones are usually up to like 150 million.
That's because I thought each episode of Obi-Wan was 25 million.
See, that's what was initially the thought, but apparently it's might not be. So that'd be only what 15 million an episode.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and then you gotta get half of that budget to Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. I'm kidding. They probably got like at least like, I don't know, good like 5 mil or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got, or at least Ewan got like 10.
Yeah, bro. I would have been like, yeah, man, that's crazy. I would have been like Brad Pitt on the set of Deadpool. So you just give me a cup of coffee. You don't have to pay me.
Yeah, as long as I get to be in Star Wars.
As long as I get to be in Star Wars, have people talk about me. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed Obi-Wan. Of course, I would say I'm a Star Wars fan, not as much as Peyton or any other of my friends, but it was a really good episode. Really good series. I enjoyed it a lot. Understanding all the callbacks to even like the movies and the shows, it was such a sight to see. And all the references. But of course, from the social media side, it was fucking horrible. I would say, social media wise, it is like, this was like the worst. It reminded me of like social media, like seeing like reviews and people talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think like this was just as bad.
Social media will have you believe that every Disney Plus show is bad.
Broke. Yeah, like
it's
people
woke
say like
or trash, like, but they're constantly well reviewed.
I know, and I'm like, I don't get it. People were like saying like, "Oh my, no!" It's just so funny how people call Star Wars woke, and I'm like, "Wars is in the name." Like, what are you talking about?
The original, it's Star Wars. It's literally a Vietnam parallel. that's the whole thing.
Yeah. Even like the Star Wars, like the official Star Wars page literally commented to someone when they said, "Don't make Star Wars political. Have you not seen episode 1, 2? Like both of those are literally about politics. Like one of the main characters is a senator." Like I don't get it, man. I don't understand.
And it's even weirder because this series, I think literally anyone could agree that it's better than the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. It is, but for whatever reason, it's only like critically, it's barely higher than Obi-Wan is barely higher than the Book of Boba Fett. And before the last episode, which clearly flipped a lot of people it flipped a bunch of people, but it was like it had a rotten score, Rotten Tomatoes, for the audience score, and it was pretty much the same as the Book of Boba Fett as far as reviews goes. But now that last episode came out, like it's now like a positive audience score, but still, like right now it has a 63%. It has a 67% critically, but it's like, why? Why is it that low? Like I truly don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. People are dumb. I can't stand critics sometimes as well, bro. They're annoying.
But yeah, I think we both gave this an 8, right?
Yeah, I gave it like an 8.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. But
I guess we're just fake fans.
Yeah, I guess we're fake fans. Sorry that I'm not hating on everything. People were hating on like the most dumbest things. Like episode 3 came out and they're saying how like someone hated how the lightsabers were too illuminated. And I'm like, bro, we're not gonna go back to 77, where like the lightsabers were like just barely like dimmed.
I'm sorry that an object called a lightsaber emits light.
And like plus like they're using lightsabers in dark, so of course like their like, faces are gonna be more like illuminated.
In Fallen Order, you literally use the lightsaber as like a flashlight.
I know, right? But hey, I mean, what do we know, right? We don't know Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hate it. It's it.
Good show though.
Really.
But yeah, that's everything. Is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
Just nowhere. Just follow our Instagram and Twitter.
And TikTok.
Yes, and
I
TikTok
gotta
as
post
well.
more on there. I just don't know what to post.
I'll give you some suggestions.
All right. Well, we have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.